Welcome to the Financial Literacy Project, presented jointly by the American Bar Association's Tort Trial and Insurance Practice section, along with Thomson Reuters. I'm attorney Purad Razavi, and this is the first segment of the Buying a Car module. In this segment, we'll cover how to budget for your purchase and how to determine the value of what you're buying. Please read our legal disclaimer in full. To summarize, these materials and any forms or resources we reference are intended for educational and informational purposes only. So let's talk about budget. One of the first steps you should take when considering buying or leasing a new or used vehicle is figuring out how much you should spend. That's not how much you can spend, but how much you should spend. And according to the U.S. Census Bureau, the average household income is about $70,800. After deductions, the average take-home is about $51,000. Now, here are some budget examples using those figures. 1. Some experts suggest that vehicle consumers whose only debt is a mortgage or rent can allot 15% of their monthly take-home pay for a car. Using the example income, this would be about $600. 2. Another set of auto buying experts suggests your car buying budget can be as high as half your gross yearly income, i.e., if your gross income is $70,800, you could afford a car costing $35,000. 3. Another method of determining how much you should spend on a car is the 36-28 rule. That means you should spend no more than 36% of your gross monthly income on all your debts and no more than 28% on housing alone. Using the above figure, $70,800 a year or $5,900 a month, if you use 28%, which would be $1,652 for housing, and you have no other debts, you'd have $472 left for a car. Now, of course, many people have other debts like credit cards, so you may have less. 4. One of the older rules of car buying budgeting was that you could afford a vehicle if you're able to put a 20% down payment, no more than a 4-year auto loan, and no more than 10% of your annual gross income in car loan payments. Now let's talk about determining the value of the vehicle. When purchasing or leasing a vehicle, another very important topic is determining the value of the vehicle. You want to make sure you're paying the correct amount for your chosen vehicle. And here are some ways to help you decide if you are indeed paying the correct amount. Carfax.com. It's good for used vehicles. A Carfax report is an online resource that provides a data snapshot for any specific vehicle. It gathers information from police departments, insurance, DMVs, auction houses, etc. Carfax provides a vehicle-specific value based on the vehicle's history and the VIN, the vehicle identification number, rather than focusing purely on general information such as market conditions. Some dealers will offer a free Carfax report when they make the car available for sale. If not, you'll have to pay to get a copy from the site itself. Edmunds.com. Good for new and used vehicles. Edmunds is another online resource for researching car values and prices. The site helps consumers to know before you buy, know your offers, know your purchase, and know your trade-in values. KBB.com or Kelley Blue Book. Good for new and used vehicles. Kelley Blue Book is an online resource that also comes in book form. KBB helps you determine what to pay for the car you're interested in. KBB has a "What should I pay for a used car" feature. If you follow the site's prompts, you'll be provided with a value based on real-life market data, auction data, and similar cars for sale. You can even estimate price based on specific vehicle options and extras. Additionally, KBB also has an online car leasing guide. Autotrader.com. Good for new and used vehicles and market values. Another good online resource is Autotrader.com. Here you'll find new and used vehicles for sale across the country. If you're trying to determine the value of a particular car and don't have a lot in your market, you can expand your search to the entire country. You'll likely see dozens of other cars and be able to get a better idea of what to pay for the car you're considering. These are just 4 examples of sites you may want to check. There are many others that provide good information on the price and availability of any car you're interested in. Safety and practicality. 2 other factors to consider when purchasing or leasing a vehicle are safety and practicality. While there are many different online resources, here are the top resources for these considerations. NHTSA, www.nhtsa.gov. This website is run by the United States Department of Transportation and provides data to help consumers make smart decisions about safety when purchasing a vehicle. There are crash statistics with ratings, recall information, general information about driver assistance technology, theft protection. Pretty much anything related to your vehicle that would impact safety is addressed on this site. You can go there and enter in the information for any type of vehicle and find all kinds of information regarding these safety issues specific to that vehicle. Check it out at www.nhtsa.gov. IIHS.org. That website is for the IIHS. IIHS tests evaluate two aspects of safety: crashworthiness, which is how well a vehicle protects its occupants in a crash, and crash avoidance and mitigation, technology that can prevent a crash or lessen its severity. It is more focused on the vehicle accident aspect and has data about not only the vehicle, but also extraneous safety issues such as distracted driving, like cell phone use or driving while drowsy, etc. The information is focused and useful to determine which vehicle you might want to purchase if crash safety is a priority for you. Again, that website is www.iihs.org. Car and Driver, www.caranddriver.com. This site is more of a user's guide with information evaluating and testing hundreds of new cars every year. They check on information from performance, like acceleration times and cornering, to consumer-oriented insights, like miles per gallon and cargo capacity. Their buyer's guide has great information on new or used cars, lease deals, or tire specials. The guide also classifies vehicles into helpful categories like best bang for your buck and most reliable vehicles by year. Again, that website is caranddriver.com. Depreciation/resale value. Another consideration when choosing which vehicle to purchase is the expected depreciation and resale value. Vehicle depreciation is the rate at which a vehicle loses its value over time. On average, vehicles lose 40 to 50% of their value over a 5-year period. Although some models fare better than others, the depreciation matters because when it comes time to sell or trade in your vehicle, if you still owe money on any loan you have for the vehicle and it has depreciated enough, it's possible you may be upside down. This means you owe more on the loan than the vehicle is actually worth. So what affects how your vehicle depreciates? Here are some factors. Age. A used vehicle will continue to depreciate, but not as fast as a new one. Typically, a new vehicle will depreciate between 10 to 20% in the first year loan. Mileage. The more miles on a vehicle, the lower the value. Condition. A vehicle with normal wear and tear will have a higher value than one that shows damage, lack of maintenance, or general poor condition. Model and make. Some makes, like Toyota, have lower depreciation rates on many models. The Jeep Wrangler and the Porsche 911 also have some of the lowest depreciation rates. Meanwhile, several BMW models have depreciation rates that are significantly high, well over the typical 40% over 5 years. Type of vehicle. Now, here we're referring to SUV, pickup, luxury, hybrid, midsize, etc. High demand types of vehicle tend to maintain their value better than lower demand vehicles. Of course, which vehicles are in demand in any market or era can change over time. So, considering these factors, there are some good ways to keep your resale value high. First, keep your vehicle well maintained. Regular servicing, using the correct gasoline and motor oil, and following the manufacturer recommendations for replacing tires, plugs, etc. prevents wear and tear that depreciates your vehicle. Keep good maintenance records for potential buyers and be sure to follow through on any recall notices you receive to correct the defective issue. 2. If you can, purchase vehicles with high resale values as addressed above. These are typically vehicles with a good reputation and are easy to maintain value that is not dependent on any further action by you. 3. Buy used vehicles that are dealer certified or mint condition. This means that even if it is a secondhand vehicle you are buying, it is most likely already in good condition and its further resale value will be high. Also be mindful of any unusual or wild colors, as this may affect value as well. 4. If possible, try to keep the mileage down on your vehicle. The more miles that your vehicle travels, the more it gets depreciated in value. Keeping your mileage below 14,000 per year helps minimize the depreciation. Let's talk about modifications to your vehicle. Now, once you found the vehicle of your dreams and made it yours, you might start thinking about aftermarket modifications you may want to make to show off your unique style. And while it is a fun project to make your vehicle an extension of your personality, you should first consider how those changes might affect the value of your car and even your warranty when you go to trade it in or sell it later. Other people may not be big fans of your alterations, so in reality, too many or too unusual type of modifications can significantly lower the resale value of the car. Now, some modifications are just for appearance, but others could affect performance or safety. And you should always be aware of the local laws in your area to ensure your modifications are lawful. The following are modifications to avoid if you plan on selling or trading in a typical vehicle down the road. 1. Body kits. 2. Noisy mufflers. 3. Engine modifications, specialized wheels, specialized lights, or even audio systems. Now, other modifications may help improve the value of your vehicle as long as the modifications are not too over the top and your vehicle remains street legal. Some that may increase value include window tinting. This can help with keeping the interior of the vehicle cool in hot months, and if done correctly, can also add a nice aesthetic value to your vehicle. Tinting will also help likely reduce the sun damage to the interior. Now, you really need to pay close attention to your local laws about how much tinting you're permitted. However, many areas do have specific rules about which windows and what grade of tint can be legally applied. Sports seating. A set of sports seat looks cool, and if you choose the right ones, they can be much more comfortable and supportive than your car's stock seat. Sports seat can even help improve your driving position. Paint jobs. Custom paint job can be expensive, but if it's done correctly and tastefully, can add some value to your vehicle. There's a fine line between enhancing and reducing value in this area though, so get some objective feedback before you paint your vehicle with leopard spots. In general, aftermarket modifications will probably not raise the value of your vehicle when it's time to sell or trade it in, and they could in fact affect or void your warranty. Essentially, any alterations you make are really for your own benefit and not the next owner's, so don't expect to get anything more for it when it's time to trade it in or sell. Your best bet is to modify, if at all, only in a way that will not void any warranty, and ideally that can be removed or changed back in the event you do decide to sell or trade that vehicle. That concludes this segment. We hope you now have a general understanding of how to budget for your purchase and how to determine the value of what you are buying. In this next segment, we'll cover how to finance the purchase of a motor vehicle. Thank you.